Hear from Gary first for a bit of a welcome and to kind of pass to all the judges and to Dermot to have a quick word about the finalists and stuff.
Okay. Well, this is it, everybody. The biggest X Factor final ever. It's Wembley Arena. I think we've got about 12,000 people in. This is a big shift for these contestants to go from a TV studio to an arena in 1 week. It's going to be a big challenge. It's going to be very exciting. We have, for the first time ever, we have the 3 judges duetting with their acts on Saturday night. Thank God Louis didn't get an act in the final.
Thank God.
Just out of interest, Louis, who would have done your duet had you had an act in the final?
I don't know. You mean who I'd sing with?
You'd have brought maybe one of your acts in, or...?
Yeah, I think Johnny and I would have been a good duet.
What would you have sung, Louis?
We were thinking of, you remember Renee and Renato? Save Your Love.
I love it. So that's very exciting. That's Saturday night. And then on Sunday night, we have an array of guests. Coldplay, Michael Bublé. We have Westlife, JLS, One Direction, and I've missed somebody out.
Leona
Lewis. So that's going to be amazing on Sunday night. And then obviously the winner will be crowned very last thing on Sunday. That's Absolutely. The way it works, isn't it?
Exactly. Well,
and I think that's it.
Yeah. Next. What are we doing?
Do you want to say a few words about Marcus, Gary, first of all?
Talk about Mark. Yeah, he's brilliant.
He's behind you.
He's behind me. So I've got to say, no, it's been an amazing experience. My first year as being a judge. I couldn't have wished for actually a better category. All my category were great. In particular, Marcus, the way he's grown throughout the competition's been amazing. It's been an absolute pleasure to deal with. It was an amazing homecoming yesterday in Liverpool. That Marcus's mum's out with a baby on my knee and his nana and granddad giving me stick from the side. It was fantastic. And the whole of Liverpool were out yesterday. It was just a brilliant evening. And it kind of made it all worthwhile for me, I must say. And so on Saturday night, we're going to sing a Billy Joel classic together, Always a Woman. And actually, Marcus, I know you're dedicating it to your mum on Saturday night, which is amazing. I know she's been really important in your life. Yeah. And so it's going to be an emotional evening, I think, for us. So we're looking forward to that.
Okay, now from Kelly about Amelia. How you feel about the final?
She's a beast. She's been beasting ever since she got here, period. And I think the most amazing thing about Amelia, I always will say, is her work ethic. You know, I think that in this music industry, you have to work hard to get to the place where you want to be, but you have to work hard to stay there. And to me, that's what's so admirable about her, is every time she does a performance, she's in her head. How can I make it better? Well, how can I make this performance better than the last? And I just am so proud of her, because she came back and she was just like, the show must go on. And the show has gone on, and thank God it's gone on with her on it, because she's just brought this certain respect factor as well to me, to X Factor, that just heightens everything. You know, it takes it up a couple notches. So I'm really proud of her, and she sounds phenomenal. And being in Middlesbrough. Dude. Anyway, I had Parmo. And it was so good. Middlesbrough was great. She had me taste Parmo. Y'all know what Parmo is? They said Londoners wouldn't know what Parmo is, but basically it's fried chicken. And it's cheese on top of it. And it's just heavenly. Anything that's fried with cheese is just fine to me. So I love it. I absolutely love it. But she's so incredibly talented, and I'm really enjoying this process with her. And the finals just are going to be amazing. I can't wait for Saturday and Sunday. This weekend is going to be a treat for everybody. Yeah.
Okay, Tulisa?
Well, what can I say? It's kind of unbelievable that all these months have been leading up to this one weekend, these 2 days, and then the one last day where that's it. It's all going to be over from, you know, our point of view as mentors. Well, no, not for me. I'll still be there for you. A group's never won this competition before. especially not a girl group, even getting this far in the competition. And I'm the youngest judge. It's my first year, and I want to change X Factor history with these little muffins behind me. And I think the thing is about these girls, if they got that record deal and they came out into this industry, they wouldn't just bring music to the UK. I think they would be inspiring lots of women across the country, young and older generation, and I think they'd make a difference to people's lives as well as their ears.
Okay, thank you. Shall we open it up to the floor now? But remember, this is questions about the final and the finalist, and we can stick to that because we haven't got much time. So, and say your name and where you're from when you ask the question.
Hi, Gemma from Look Magazine. This is a question for Gary. Going through each of the finalists, if they were to win, how would they each fare in the world of showbiz and music individually?
I think the great thing about the three acts we've got left is they're completely different. And I actually do believe they'll all get deals at this point. I think it's fair to say the right three people did get through to the final, and I think they're actually the three contestants who have grown the most throughout this competition. And that's the bit that's kind of the unknown for us, especially at boot camp and judges' houses when we're picking these people, is that actually it's not just about the talent, it's about them mentally and how they're going to adapt to all the challenges we throw at them on a weekly basis. And I think they have all moved on incredibly well through the competition, and that's why they're here now.
Hello, Millie from Channel 5. Guys, a question to all the judges. Obviously, you're all multi-platinum selling, amazing, brilliant artists, but are you even a tiny bit worried that some of your acts might upstage you in the duets?
Oh, I am, definitely. He's definitely going to upstage me.
Girls?
I think I'm just going to be like a member of Little Mix.
I think they're all the performances are going to just completely blow everybody away. Like Gary said, the three acts who got through are definitely the ones who should be here, so we're excited about performing with all of our acts.
And Louis, are you planning a solo?
No, not this year, no. But
I will survive.
absolutely.
And will you survive? Are any of the judges coming back next year?
We don't know. It's all about this year at the moment. We absolutely know nothing about next year.
Thank you very much.
Hi, it's Steve from Newsbeat at Radio 1. This is to Amelia and Kelly. Amelia, you weren't in the competition for 5 weeks. Do you think that is going to hamper your chances at the weekend? And also, what was your reaction to the HMV fiasco this week?
Well, when me and Kelly found out about the HMV, thing, we were really upset about it, but I just think that it's going to make me more determined to go out there on Saturday night and give it even more than what I've gave before. People have their opinions, they're saying it's a fix, but it's not, and it was an error and it was a mistake, and that couldn't be helped. Accidents happen. But I have had a roller coaster of a journey. I went week 1, I came back 5 weeks later. But you know what? If anything, I think it kind of helped me. I came back stronger. I came back confident. And I kind of figured out what kind of artist I want to be. And Kelly even said to me when I came back into the competition that you've come back and literally you just know exactly what you're here to do now. And she said that all those gigs that I did helped me as a performer, and I learned how to connect with the crowd as well. So, yeah.
It'll make no difference this weekend, that HMV thing. It won't.
I hope so.
Good publicity for HMV, though.
Hi, Colin from The Sun here. Just a quick one for you, Kelly. Obviously, interesting, you're sitting here with Amelia Lily, who was the act that you actually booted off on the first show. So what happened there, then? Has she done something miraculous to change your mind, or did you just get it wrong?
I think the public wanted to prove me wrong, too. But she came back, and she just nailed it. It actually had nothing to do with anybody else. It had all to do with her. It had all to do with her determination, all to do with her perseverance, all to do with just wanting to be here and taking it up a notch. You know what I mean? But I do think that everybody's just so happy to have her back. I'm happy to have her back. Like, she just, like I said, she ups the game for everybody in the competition. She came back, and with all due respect to everybody else in the competition, but she came back with tools and things that some of the contestants did not have, and which put her that much more ahead in the competition. So, but yeah.
Anybody else?
Dermot's not getting many questions.
Loving that. Keep that.
Even
that
about
just
the
as it is.
dancing. Anyone like Dermot's dancing?
No one's mentioned it.
I have.
Lindsay from Sky News.
Brilliant, mate.
Lindsay from Sky News Radio. Is Simon Cowell coming to watch this weekend, and have you had any good feedback from him?
I don't think he is.
Louis, you know everything.
Well, we know Simon watches the show every week, and yeah, we're in touch with him, okay? But I mean, I think he's working on the American show more than this show at the moment. But
Has he been in touch with you guys to let you know how your acts are getting on?
Trust me, when Simon wants us to know something, he'll let us know.
Not for a while, though.
Hello guys, Steve from Daybreak. Hey, 10,000 people in the crowd watching, staring at you, millions on TV. I just want to know who's more nervous, the judges going on with their acts or the acts, because they're kind of used to this by now.
Yeah.
I'm more nervous than they are.
It's a good point, because when I watch Marcus come out every Saturday night, and the music's whizzing, and the film clips, the way they do it, and the music builds up, I watch him stood there, I think, oh, wow, this is amazing that you were doing nothing even close to this scale 2 months ago, and you stood in the middle, and it really impresses me on a weekly basis how brave all the acts are to go out there and do this. And it will be nerve-wracking Saturday night, because actually I think we're being judged more than the acts on Saturday night, so we'll see.
Marcus, will you hold Gary's hand?
If he wants me to, yeah. It's a song, that, isn't it?
Thanks, mate. Thank you.
Jane Witherspoon from ITN. You said you don't know what's happening next year, but would you like to come back?
Yeah.
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 Louis, you were last answering that.
I'm
Nobody
watching
just straight
everybody
in
else.
there.
I'm watching everybody else.
Will you change anything if you did come back next year?
No, we always work hard. We always want to be bigger and better every year. That's the idea of the show.
We're only here to mentor. Everything else that goes around is higher powers. Do you know what I mean? We don't control the...
Yeah, and we're only as good as the talent that walks through the door. If we get the right talent through the door and we believe in them, then we work really, really hard. We've all worked really hard this year.
Very finally, because I'm getting this taken off me, but Gary, you said at the beginning you were looking for an international star. Do you think you have found it with these guys?
We've got 3 definite contenders here, I really do. I mean, I was saying to Marcus earlier that actually the work starts Monday morning, to be honest. I know you're tired and all the rest of it, but the work begins soon as this show ends, and it does for all 3 of the acts. And it depends what they go off and do now. It depends how they go off and conduct their professional lives, who they choose to work with, what type of records they choose to make. But these guys have all got potential to be big stars, definite.
Hi, it's Peter from the Daily Star. I've got a question for Amelia. Amelia, after you got booted out by Kelly in week 1, you were quoted as saying...
Ain't that over? She's back now.
You were quoted as saying you actually didn't want to be a manufactured X Factor act. So could you clarify exactly where that quote came from and how you feel about that now?
I think that quote was a bit twisted, but I basically... but, I think that the thing about the X Factor is it's nice just to kind of do your own thing and to have an input in what you do on the show as well, because you've got to be able to work with people to be the artist what you want to be. I mean, we have to be comfortable to go out there every Saturday night and perform a song. If we're not happy with the song, we won't perform at our best. So, I think... kind of leaving the competition made me realise, right, I need to kind of focus on what I want to do and how to go about doing it as well. And when I actually came back into the show, I did have a bit of a say and just said, right, let's share ideas and work out what kind of songs I want to do. So I think it's best to work together and kind of share ideas so you know what you want to do on the show.
It's Jeffers from The Mirror. Gary, I just wanted to clear up another quote. In Esquire magazine, you said that you weren't particularly enjoying being on the show. So I just want to check you are looking forward to the final.
There's definitely been weeks that have been harder than others. What always makes it worthwhile for me is when your act comes out and does well in the evening. I think, yeah, it's been a few shocks for me being involved in this show. There's been nicer weeks, some horrible weeks. It's been hard work, really has. But in general, a nice experience, I think.
What made you say that? What in particular has been so tough then?
Well, it's the constant. This is like a big bubble we're in right now. And for anyone who's around the show will know that this show doesn't end on a Sunday night. It follows you round all week long. Everyone's got an opinion. You can never say the right thing, never say the wrong thing. I mean, it's just one of those shows that's under scrutiny. And when you're in the middle of it all, it's quite tough. It really is. But like I say, you know, the great thing is that for me, I've got an act in the final. I'm really looking forward to the weekend. And in another way, I'm really looking forward to Monday morning as well.
just one more question, Dermot.
At last,
you're the
question.
only. Nice suit, by the way. You're the only one that's neutral up there, so can you give us sort of a profile on each of the finalists?
It's interesting, actually, picking up what Peter said earlier on. I think this year there's been far more collaboration, and it's felt like there's a real team effort in terms of with each judge and their contestant. You look at the girls. It's brilliant to have a band in the final, let alone a girl band, which is extraordinary. So props to you down there. It's great to see Amelia, come back in and hit the ground running, and like she said, learn from the experience and come back. And Marcus has been a constant throughout, and looked like he's really enjoyed every week. So. I think it's so exciting this year that you can't call it. It's my first year where we're going into the final and you don't really know who the favourite is. And I think that's so exciting. I think the fact it's at Wembley is brilliant. I think the fact we're going to see some duets with the judges is obviously it's uncharted territory for us. So it just makes for such an exciting weekend. I'm really looking forward to it.
You've not heard them yet.
Gary, just a quick one on Marcus. Marcus has done all sorts of different bits and bobs on the show. What do you see him doing as a recording artist? And secondly, do you reckon he could give your mate Robbie Williams a run for his money?
Oh, completely different from Robbie, Marcus is. Marcus has got an old-school vocal. The type of album I'd see him making, and I'm speaking for you here, Marcus, which I wouldn't do, is like an Alicia Keys type record, John Legend. That's totally the area he fits in, an area that's never been covered before, I don't think, by X Factor. He's a unique artist, and I really believe he can make a great album next year.
Right, last question now.
Oh, pressure. Hi guys, Kevin from Capital FM. Good luck at the weekend. Marcus, can I start with you and we'll go down the line? Tell us what you're expecting, what your expectations for the final, why you want to win this, and what do you think about the single that you might potentially be releasing? What can you tell me about that?
The single that we've already recorded is really good. I'm happy.
What's it called again?
I can't tell you that. But can I tell now? No, can't tell you. But But I've worked really hard in the studio and I've put a lot of time and effort and gone back in and really reworked it as much as possible to make sure I get the best result. I'm sorry, what was the beginning of the question?
Tell me why you should win this, Marcus. What's the expectation? Give me some statements here. Give me the...
I want to win, and I believe I can win because I'm a hard worker. I've tried to be consistent, and I've grown throughout the competition. This would be life-changing, not only for me, but everyone in my family. And it just proved that all the hard work I've put in, with the help of a fantastic mentor, all be worthwhile.
And Amelia?
Well, just like Marcus said, the single was amazing to even experience to get into the recording studio and record it. And I think what's great about the single this year is that we've all recorded a single and they're so different. Like each and every one of us has all had our own little tweaks put in there. And I think that's great. But, I believe that I came back for a reason, and I've made it to the final. My ambition was to get to the final, and if I did win, that would be like the icing on top of the cake. But I've definitely got enough determination to hopefully win it. But I just need the public support. So yeah.
Hello. We loved doing the single, didn't we? We felt like little pop stars when we did it. And I think what's good as well is because there's 4 different voices, it makes it really dynamic. And obviously, a group's never won before, especially a girl group. So it'll be really lovely to win. And I think we've stayed grounded through it all. And we've been on a big journey. We started as soloists and then ended up together. And I think something just happened. And it's the best thing that could ever have happened to it, being put in a group. And we just really hope that the public get behind her and back her to win.
Okay, that's all we've got time for, I'm afraid. So that's the end of the Q&A.
Let her get a World 1 question in.
We might not like the question, though.
Okay. No, she does. She's been raising her hand for like 5 minutes.
Hi. Another question for Gary. Hi, Gary. What would be your biggest advice to the winner and also your biggest word of caution to the winner as well, based on your experience as a global pop star?
Get ready for the hard work. I don't think any of the. I think if you talk to any of the contestants here, they'll say it's been really hard work because they really work them hard in this competition. It's not only the rehearsing for each weekend; it's all the ITV2 stuff, the stuff for the film clips before they come on. They work hard, and I said to Marcus this morning, I said, get ready because the work's about to begin and you've got to really, it's a mind game this. It's not all about talent. You've got to keep your head together, keep your head on your shoulders, stay close to your family and remember where all this has started. And it's a constant reminder of that all the time, of how lucky we are to be doing what we're doing. Thank you.
Thank you. Hey, James from the Daily South Sunday. I just wondered...
That was very poor, by the way, last weekend. You in my judging seat.
Well, I thought it was pretty good.
Very poor.
I wasn't quite as good as the standing for Kelly, I'll admit that.
No, he was great. Dean was great.
You did the hand thing, that was all right.
But anyway, I just wondered, to do with the duets, if you're concerned, if there's any kind of concern that it could become a popularity contest about which judge is favoured most rather than the act. Did that make sense?
Yeah, it did. It did.
To anyone?
If that was the case, I wouldn't bother trying.
Do you know what? It's truly all about the contestants, I think, this weekend. I think it's nice that we're going to get a chance to perform with them, but I do think it's all about them. I've definitely, I don't know what the other judges have done, but I've definitely made my song with Marcus more about him than me, which has been really hard. All right, but I've done it.
Do you feel an extra responsibility, though? Because generally in the past, whoever's pulled off the best duet has gone on to win the show.
Is that right? Right, we need to get working.